All right, welcome to week number 7 of Region Sportsdesk. Big 7 here, winding down the end of the regular season, almost getting close to the playoff time.
Playoffs?
Yeah, we're talking playoffs already here.
Almost.
Yeah, it's almost time for the draws to come out and everything. Anyway, let's go over our week 7 picks here.
Not a lot
of big games this week.
We'll see what we can do though.
But we got the Knoll Warriors at River Forest.
Once again, Noel's gonna win big. Noel helped me out last week. Thank you. Noel's gonna crush River Forest.
All right, another game probably didn't have to put on the list. Trubusco, one of the top teams in 1A, going against the Bowman Academy Eagles.
Yeah, like you said, they're a top 5 1A school. They're coming here, but it's not gonna matter. So what Clark did last week, Busco could probably put them about 60. They're probably gonna shut out Bowman.
Another two teams I think are pretty equal in talent right here is the Calumet and Whiting. I think those teams are pretty equal. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean that should be a pretty close football game. I like what Whiting has done this year. I think Whiting has got a slight edge over Calumet. Calumet lost a very tough game last week to Bishop Knoll. I got Whiting. I got their passing game just enough to win. Close game.
I'll have to agree with you on that one. What about, this might be a good one in the DAC, the Lake Central Blue Indians at Chesterton. Both teams run the same offense. Lake Central kind of put up a good fight against Michigan City.
Don't let that fool you, okay? Michigan City's been tailing off the last couple of weeks. We didn't really discuss this prior to this shooting, but I think this could be subject as a cheesehead lock of the week.
Could be a cheesehead?
Chesterton, they let us down a couple weeks ago, but I got Chesterton winning this game easily over Lake Central. Don't let last week's score fool you. Chesterton is not going to have any problems beating Lake Central this week.
I have to agree with you probably. All right, now that we're going to go to Hammond here, a big battle in Hammond between the Clark
Pioneers
and Gavitt.
Oh boy. I like the Pioneers in this game. Gavitt.
They got a pretty good record.
Well, you know what? Clark, they were top 10 in the Times newspaper, and they've had a pretty good season. They may be the second best team in Hammond right now.
I have to agree with you. Clark is probably going to take this one big.
Yeah, I like Clark over Gavitt.
All right, this one could be a good one. Another DAC matchup that could be a very good game. LaPorte used to be one of the upper teams in the area. They kind of tailed off, and they're not looking as good as they are supposed to be. LaPorte at Crown Point.
Yeah, ever since that Valpo game, it's been totally downhill for LaPorte. And Crown Point, they haven't had much going for them either. I think it's going to be a slugfest, and it's going to be a battle on the ground. Although I think LaPorte's power run game is going to be the difference in this game. I like LaPorte to win this one. Going away, they're going to win.
Yeah, I have to agree with the Slicers are going to take that one too. All right, let's go Griffith Panthers at Highland. Probably don't have to talk about that one too much.
Yeah, I don't think Highland's gonna be putting up any points this week, Joe.
Probably not. I have to agree with you this week.
I see another goose egg coming their way. I got Griffith big in this game, probably about 35-0.
All right, let's go to another good one here. This could be another. It might be good, probably not. Hammond at Lowell.
I think Hammond can keep the game close for a little while, maybe until halftime. I think they're going to put up a better fight than Hoover did last week. They put up a good fight against Morton for the most part. I'm looking Lowell winning this game probably about 21-7. Probably a good 2-score win. Lowell pulls away in the second half.
All right, let's go to another conference game. Munster Mustangs at Hoover, which Hoover is not the same Hoover team it used to be.
Last year's game I was there was a classic. However, Hoover had a much different football team. I don't see Munster having any problems here. They just lost 2 very close games, 2 nail-biting games right at the end. I think they're going to bounce back strong. I look for them to shut out Hoover in this game. I'm looking probably 28-0.
All right, now this one. Who knows what's going to happen in this one? Lake Station at Wheeler. There's reports on the message board that Lake Station might not even show up.
I'm going to tell you something. I heard, I was talking to somebody. I can't reveal the source, but the speculation was true. They were really trying to schedule a game with Morton. It didn't quite go through. The Lake Station coach didn't go through with it. However, I hear that he may not show up to the game, or he doesn't want to play Wheeler, and why would they?
And I'm sure Wheeler probably doesn't even want to play them.
So he may not show up, and you may be seeing a firing coming up soon here for Lake Station yet. Wheeler Big.
Oh, this one could be a classic. Both teams like to throw the ball here. Morton Governors against the Cougars of Westside.
I don't see a classic. I see a classic blowout. That's
Classic blowout.
a classic blowout. Morton wins this big. I don't think Westside's going to put up much of a fight in this game. Morton, they're definitely one of the better 4A schools around here. They've had a very good season.
All right, then let's go to Lou Wallace at East Chicago. Two bad teams playing some bad football.
Well, I think East Chicago's going to play a little bit better football than Lou Wallace this week. They lost last week to Central Noble, and Lou Wallace came this close to beating Roosevelt. I got East Chicago on a close game.
And there's another one, big question here. Will Chicago Carter forfeit again?
They might, but even if they don't, I still think my Roosevelt Panthers can come up with a victory. I think they can get their second
Even if
win
they
of
do
the
show
season.
up, probably. And South Central at North Newton again. Both teams playing bad football. Who's gonna make a good play in the bad
you know
football?
what? It's going to be a toss-up game, and both teams have one win on the season. I like South Central to win this one in a close game.
Oh, let's go to our games of the week then. KV, who's really kind of been a surprise team, kind of up there at Andrean.
You know, they only have 2 wins on the season, but both of them were against two very historically great programs, and beating Hoover and beating North Judson last week. They have some momentum going their way. And they actually beat Andrean last season too. However, Andrean is just too much firepower. I think Andrean at home, it's going to be a good game for a while. I think KV can keep the game close for a while. However, I think Andrean in the end, you're looking 2 or 3 scores. I think Andrean pulls away in this game.
All right, then let's go to another one. Let's go. Bazia taking on his old team.
Hasn't
Our
beat-
old ball coach, Craig Bazia,
Yeah, he has
at home versus the Portage Indians.
He hasn't beaten his old team, and you know what? I think I'm calling upset here.
Going upset.
I'm calling upset, and one of my main reasons is because they don't have their starting quarterback. They struggled last week against a very poor Lake Central squad. They kind of been tailing off. They're kind of coasting through the second half of the season here. I think Portage comes in and gets a big victory. It's going to be a good football game. Just like last year's game, it's going to be a classic game. I think Portage in the end wins.
Well, I think it all depends. I think I like the upset, but I have to agree with you. I think it's all going to come down to like a defensive play. Portage needs to step up and make a defense. Their defense is not very good. Yeah. And the game of the week, which we're at right here in Valpo, Indiana, Merville here at Valpo.
You know, I've been looking forward to this game for a couple of weeks, and Valpo's been coming on very strong as of late. You know, big win against Chesterton. They came in and they absolutely crushed Crown Point. I think Valparaiso is a sleeper team that people are going to have to start paying attention to. You know, earlier in the season they didn't really live up to their hype. They are starting to make a run at this, and they're going to be a serious contender from sectionals. I think Valparaiso wins this game. I'm going to go 28-27 in a shootout, 1-point win. I got Valparaiso upsetting Merville and stopping Merville's hopes of a undefeated DHC season.
Not so fast. Usually teams that win have the best offensive line and the best defensive line. And Valpo's offensive line and defensive line have been subject to being not so good. But yeah,
they're improving.
They have been gelling pretty good lately. But Merville is the best in the trenches. Merville is going to be too much size for him. Merville comes in and upsets the Valpo homecoming.
I mean, if Merville's going to lose a game in the DAC, it's going to be this week. Because I think if they get past this game, I see them going the rest of the way undefeated. But I'm telling you what, it's going to be a good football game. Don't get me wrong. I don't see this being a 3-score blowout from Merville. They're going to be testing this.
Definitely be a close one, but I think the Pirates are going to edge it out.
We'll see. We'll see.